In the Impact segment tonight, some big announcements today from President-elect Donald Trump. He intends to nominate South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. Betsy DeVos, a strong supporter of school choice, is Mr. Trump's pick for Secretary of Education, and reports are swirling about whether Dr. Ben Carson will become Trump's nominee for Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. While the Trump team has been making these decisions, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Congressman Elijah Cummings, both Democrats, sent a letter to the Government Accountability Office requesting a review of Trump's, quote, chaotic, unquote, transition. What's this all about? Joining us now to tell us the real story is Anthony Scaramucci, a member of the Trump Presidential Transition Team Executive Committee. Good to have you. Great time to have you. Congratulations on some announcements. Nikki Haley, Betsy DeVos, possibly Ben Carson. You want to tell us about Ben Carson?
That, right? Diversity.
Yeah.
Non-ideological problem solvers, people with great resumes, great backgrounds. And Mr. Trump is being very deliberate about who he's picking, Eric. And so he's going through a whole full-scale process on these people. And I don't understand the whole notion of the chaotic. You know Kellyanne, you know Steve Bannon, you know me personally. There's been nothing like that.
Ryan, it seems very, very
orderly,
very well thought out.
And also bridge building. We're reaching out to so many different people to send a message that he is going to be president for everybody.
You have a close relationship with Mitt Romney.
I do.
Tell us about what's going on there. I mean, people have said it's Secretary of State. It's maybe it should be VA. Maybe it should be something else. Is he really on the very, very short list for Secretary of State?
Listen, you have to take Vice President-elect Pence at his word that he's being seriously considered for Secretary of State. What I love about Mr. Trump, the president-elect, is that he has got a bridge open to everybody in the community. He sent a message to us at the executive transition team level that we want A++ players on the team, and Governor Romney is an A++ player. And so, yes, there's a little bit of soreness from the campaign rhetoric from many of the people,
from
not from Mr. Trump.
Mike Huckabee, he made a comment. Also, Newt Gingrich said that there are, I think he said there are 100 people who would be better suited, or he'd rather see, I think
I respect both of those guys, and they have the right to say that because they were in the foxhole with us fighting the good fight. Those are two terrific Americans and great patriots. But if you saw the things that Seward said about Lincoln, or if you saw the things that Secretary Clinton said about President Obama, you know that these campaigns get very contentious. And I think the message from the president-elect is that was the campaign, that's yesterday. We have to focus on the future of America and put the right people in the right position.
How are these decisions being made, Anthony? I mean, we see the pictures. We have the camera that's sitting outside the elevators at Trump Tower. We have the camera waiting, you know, at the golf course as well. How are they made? What happens when they're inside that door and the door is shut?
We both personally know the president-elect. Okay? So we know his mannerisms, we know his personality, we know his intuition. And so there's a combination of people that he really trusts, and he's really intuitive as a person. And what he's looking for, and this is absolutely the case, are they going to serve the interests of the American people? And when I mean the American people, that means all the American people. Is this somebody that I can trust so that when I have a big decision to make, I can lean on them and they're going to tell me the truth? You know, one of the big problems with the presidency is you can get surrounded by sycophants. You've got to be very, very careful of that. And with his strong, secure personality, he wants people to tell him the truth. So that's another big factor. The third factor...
Well, can I just, before you go to that one, did it matter where they were during the campaign with these people, where they were as far as being anti-Trump, or did it not matter?
Listen, I think he's got to put a blend in. You know, one of the big problems with Washington that is a very high immunorejection system. You could get an organ donor.
Democrat?
I don't know. We have to leave that up to him. I think he'd be open to just about anything that would serve the interests of the American people and make for a fantastic Donald J. Trump presidency. So, but you know how Washington works. We have to have some status quo presiders mixed in with a lot of status quo disruptors so we can get the legislative agenda passed. If you put too many disruptors, you get organ rejection. If you have too many status quo presiders, then nothing changes in Washington. So he's focused on it.
Now remember, that swamp still needs to be drained.
You're going to drain. You look like you got a plumber's outfit in your future, though. I can see you in the swamp draining business, Eric.
Pull some of that.
No, I can definitely see
air out of the drain.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you very much.